Journey to God's House, chapter 17, entitled, Even the Hangerman Dies. So here Brock Talon goes on to tell us about how he got injured one time. He mentions that on top of working 45 to 65 physically tough hours a week, as a young brother, he and others, they would also have a workout schedule on top of a theocratic schedule on top of living at Bethel. I can't see how they did it, but I guess you really have to manage your time. But anyway, so he was saying that they were playing football and he hurt his knee pretty bad. And so he got a lesson in how the society feels about those people who get hurt by sending them to the infamous hangar room. Brock mentions that the hangar room was located in the bowels of Bethel, and that he found out when he went to the hangar room that there were other deeper levels previously unknown to him. And so evidently the hangar room was the third level of hell or Hades, depending on what you believe. So anyways, he was sent to the hangar room so he could be on what we would call light duty, because he wouldn't be able to do his regular duties. The doctor examined him and said he needed to be off his feet, which meant no standing, for 7 to 10 days. So he thought, okay, well, you know what? I guess I won't be able to do my job for a few days. I'll go back to work and all is well. Well, that wasn't the case. They sent him to the hangar room to do this light duty. And what happens is Bethel uses thousands and thousands of hangars because they clean, laundry, and dry clean all of the Bethelites' clothing. So when you have upwards up to 400 or 500 to maybe 1,000 people in a place, you need hangers for every single piece of their clothing. So being the tightwads that they are, they recycle everything. Nothing ever goes to waste. And so when they had a bad metal hanger, a bent one or whatever, they would throw it down a chute and it would be collected by what he calls Brother Hangerman. He describes Brother Hangerman as a very old brother that smells like week old bacon that was left out in the sun. Gross. But anyways, so they would repair all these hangars, and that's what they would do all day. So this was an opportunity for him to actually have light work and stay off his feet and still be productive there at Bethel. Problem was Brother Hangerman. This was such a tedious work, boring. He said it felt like time was like in the Twilight Zone, and that he would go and fix, felt like 100 hangars and only 20 minutes went by. And so Brother Hangerman wouldn't really speak to him. So finally, during that first day, Brother Hangerman gives him his 2 cents on what he thinks about what happened. And he basically said that it was wrong for him to get hurt. Especially wrong because he got hurt playing a sport. So it just wasn't working out. The work was boring and tedious. And when you're working with someone who thinks that you got hurt on purpose so you can get out of your job, well, that doesn't make for a very good situation. So by the end of the day, he went and talked to his factory manager, his floor overseer, and he begged to get back to his regular job, that he would do whatever he could, just get him out of the hangar room. And so he ended up going back to his regular work a lot earlier than the 7 to 10 days that the silly doctor said that he needed to be off his feet. Well, I mean, the Brock says that this was a small price to pay, even though decades later he still has problems with that knee, which required to have an operation on it after leaving Bethel at a considerable expense to himself. But who cares all about that? You see, the most important thing was that he didn't lose those 7 to 10 crucial days of making books for the Watchtower Society by sitting around fixing hangers. So he gladly suffered the pain and permanent injury, and in return, he would never have to see Mr. Hangerman again. Looking back, he wonders if it was simply all a part of their plan. Insidious, I tell you. This ends this chapter. Thanks for listening. Thank you for taking time to listen to my summary of the book, Journey to God's House. Post your comments, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for the next chapter.